When my own daughter was diagnosed with a chronic illness when she was 11, I started to look around me with a new lens. I started to question our lifestyle practices, ask the question, why did this happen to her, and what can we do about it? I started to dig into the science to make her well again. While I hit roadblocks and sailed on a vast sea of questions without answers, I also made new paths. I swam from buoy to buoy that would hold me up while I gathered a little bit of air. But even with the supports I managed to find, I was faced with the lonely task of finding the right information, of finding the right people to help us, and of putting it all together myself. And what kept me going all that time was knowing that the power was always in my own hands, as long as I was curious, asked questions, and acted on what I was learning and discovering. If I needed to find support, I found it. When I needed to go rogue, I went rogue. When I needed to heed advice, I took it. When I needed to make decisions that were right for my family and not according to any dogma or old information or other people's limitations, I did that too. Even though I had waves of despair, I always ended up feeling empowered, swimming with the tide instead of against it. As my family and I went through this experience, so many things became apparent to me. The lack of support people received from their healthcare professionals, the brokenness of the system, the disconnect in our families, the garbage information that people get from not only the internet, but from their own healthcare professionals, the many issues people face when ill, the barriers, the dismal state of human health on our planet today, the unnecessary suffering of our children and elderly. So many things I could not ignore, because once you see something, you can never unsee it. ADHD, Alzheimer's, autism, obesity, autoimmunity, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, fatigue, learning disabilities, mood disorders, eczema, allergy, asthma, and general malaise are just some of the conditions, diseases, and illnesses people are succumbing to in epic numbers. And even when their symptoms are undiagnosable or not defined according to any particular disease, people are coming to their healthcare professionals feeling not quite right, dragging, tired, never really well. It is reported that 10% of children in the US have ADD, ADHD, and 17% are labeled as learning disabled. Most schools are peanut-free zones due to the staggering number of children who have anaphylactic reactions to peanuts. And with autism rates climbing from 1 in 150 in the year 2000 to 1 in 68 in the year 2013, if this trend continues, a whopping 50% of our children born will have autism by the year 2032. We are starting to become resigned to the fact that old age means inevitable dementia, Alzheimer's, and arthritis. And cancer affects everyone at any age. People are starting to ask why, what can they do, and are looking for professional guidance just like I was. After my own health started to tank and my daughter was diagnosed and the rest of my family started to become sick but were not adequately being served by the current healthcare services that were available to us, I started to ask why. After I started to dig deep and found that the advice I was given was not even close to what was possible because the information was old, based on reactionary medicine, and didn't address any of the root causes of my family's problems, I decided to join the family health revolution that I saw forming on the web and in pockets all over the world. I saw firsthand what was lacking in support, education, and the choices families like mine were given, and decided to take my family's health into my own hands and to empower other people to do the same. We need a family health revolution in order to truly reverse disease and illness for as many families as we can reach. We need an army of healthcare practitioners, parents, grandparents, advocates, community support people, you name it, doing this work. And it is my intent to gather one. To do this, I have created the first program of its kind to train family health coaches to address all of the barriers I faced and beyond. For each session, 20 trainees embark on the certification track to becoming a healthy family formula self-care coach. As the program emphasizes building health using the principles of functional and lifestyle medicine and recognizing the many variables involved with coaching not only individuals but children, teens, elderly people, support people, and the family as a whole, the HFF program is unique, professional, effective, and extremely comprehensive. Graduates come out of the program ready to coach whole families into health. They come out with the knowledge and skill to create the results of what quality care can do for families looking for answers. Becoming an HFF practitioner is an adventure, a passion, it is a calling. And I invite you to answer. Enter your name and email on this page to receive your information package.